Good morning, everybody. Before we start, anybody would like to share anything, any experience, any aha, any win?
I'm almost a 3 star.
Great, great, Marianne. Super. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super.
Hey everyone, I'll share.
Hey,
George,
Craig. Good morning.
how's it going?
Fantastic.
So I just want to talk about a couple wins, and I think we all need to think about the wins every week, you know? So essentially, I've been using Kinetic as a great gateway product for three. So first example is my dentist, who is a 35-year-old female and I've talked to her about three before. She says she does her own thing, which is like using momentum or something off the shelf, and is not interested. So the last appointment, unfortunately, I needed a crown. I talked to her about Kinetic and the launch, and really got her attention. And so she said, I'd love to try it. Luckily, I had a sample with me in the car. So I gave her a sample, and a day later, she said, I would love to buy it. And we had the Labor Day promotion. So she's on board, and it was, a tough win, but definitely leveraged the new product for that. And then also with Kinetic, I go to a gym every morning. I do these hit workouts. And the coach, who's also the manager of the gym, I've been talking to him about three for a long time. And well, not a long time, a couple times. And he didn't seem that interested. But when I mentioned Kinetic, he was very interested. And again, got him a sample. He tried it. He's in, and now we're setting up tables at multiple gyms that
Oh,
he
wow.
runs. So yeah, so I think it's a great gateway product, as I mentioned, and just a great product in general.
I agree 100%. 100%. Thank you very much. And that's important. It's why it's nice to have the samples always. I have always Kinetic, and I have also I like to have Eternal because those two products are the best sampling for sampling. Caroline, go ahead. Good
Yeah,
morning.
just a real quick one. It's just a funny thing. So I had my contractor, Ivan, he's from Guatemala, sitting next to me yesterday, and all of a sudden on my phone, I get a text. It goes ding ding, like a cash register, and he goes, "What is that?" And I go, "Oh, I just got paid." He goes, "From what?" I said, "Yeah, I just got paid from from Three International." He goes, "How did you do that?" It was $200. And he goes, "How'd you do that?" I said, "Well, I sold some stuff to my mom and I just got it today. And I sold it yesterday." He goes, "What?" So he's been following me for like 5 years. And this is the first time he actually saw something happen. It went ching ching. And so now he's listening. I mean, like Cliff said, sometimes it takes a long time for somebody to understand. But when he saw that and he saw how easy it was, now I think I have him thinking. So that was just a kind of a fun one.
Thank you. Thank you. And well, now let's start. We have an amazing call this morning. We have Shannon Smith. And Shannon, are you ready?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. All right. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Well, congratulations this morning for you making the first decision to get up and get on this call. And we know some people got up super early, George and Christine, and then some of us on the East Coast, it's 10 o'clock here. So we had time to do makeup and all the stuff. But I just really think like we don't give ourselves a pat on the back for showing up. So really congratulations to you for making a move to show up for your business, your family, and to grow your income. And that's a huge move. So way to go this morning. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I'm disabled, George, if you can enable me. This morning, my subject was flip charting. and how to present. And so I'm just going to show you a couple things I do. And I thought, well, these work for me, so hopefully somebody needs this information that I have. And a couple things, obviously, there's the normal flip chart that you can go and get from George and Adrian. I went to their site here and they have a spot on their website called Tools for Presenting. And so here I found, and I wasn't 100% sure because I think I've had you guys send me yours before, right, George? But and I've gotten Christine's. But there's options of full present mode where you can just do a video too with your people. So I've seen that's on there with also Adrian. But for mine, we've kind of set up a little bit different flow. So I have a little site called bluejays.net, and this was named after my brother who passed away from COVID. So that's where the weird name comes from. His name was Jay, and that's just what it is. So you can go to the bluejays.net if you ever want to. That is an option. I'm not saying use that over Adrian's. I'm just giving you what I do. And on that site, we created presentations that are just clickable and usable right here. So if you're presenting and you've already mastered that piece, they have the presentation I think they can send you. But I've just had them put on the site like this. And I have one, and Elizabeth has a different version, and Astrid and Mike, and we're all, and then we have a French presentation if you're needing French too. So we also have a Spanish. I don't think it's here yet, but so they're just basically the flip. You can go page by page, which is not coming up. So, and you can go check them out and see, but you know, we just present and talk about each page. It's about a 20-minute presentation, and it just, um, we don't read the whole page, and obviously, uh, I just read a couple sentences off the page, but it starts back at the front. This is like the beginning, which is a lot like, and then it goes into a video, and then it talks about Daniel and talks about the company and Love 3 and so on. So that's really what we're presenting, but I'd encourage you, if you're not presenting yet or haven't mustered up the courage to go and book Adrian and George. Go and book them and they will present for you, right? Or for my team, I'm presenting for my team. Or I know Christine does an every night. Although I do think we need to let Christine know, right? Is that still the situation, Christine? We need to let you know if we have people coming at 6
Yeah.
o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I always have it scheduled, but just it's nice to know ahead of time, maybe an hour, 2 hours before, because if nobody was, maybe I'll have dinner.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. So be sure you let her know. But and there's, if you want to see an example, like I think sometimes it's just nice. Like when I first got into the business, I went and found Lance and Tracy's video. I was drawn to them. I went and found I think Corbin and Holly's video. Like I wanted to see them all, right? And kind of put together my own little plan there. So all of those things are out there for you too, and I'm sure your upline can tell you where to find them. I'm sure Christine told me where to find them when I started. Sorry, my computer's acting wacky. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. But I can't get this thing to go away now. So sorry. Odd. Do I still have you? Because like you guys totally went away. Oh, there we go. Okay. So on that Blue Jay site, if you do want to see it, you just go to the main main website, and on that main website are the presentation. There's a presentation tab. There's also on that site testimonials. So, and I think Adrian's going to hook those up on the Our Legacy page. I just haven't gotten that far to giving her the links on that. I need to do that. But if you go to that and then go back to the main website, there's a spot that's called testimonials. And what we did with the testimonials is we just basically cropped them off the Wellness Wednesdays. So we just spliced up Wellness Wednesdays, and we're still doing that. I have my kids doing that for me. And so we're really working on splicing those up. It was just easier than everybody sending them. And so that's happening. And then what else? Oh, the only other thing, this might help you. I'm just kind of giving you all the things. I have a kind of a layout. It's called no, I'm sorry. It's called bluejays.net/OP. And this is a shortened version of maybe like somebody who's only like, I only want to know about the money. And this is a shortened like scale of the financial side. And anybody's welcome to use this. It works just like a slideshow. It's just not downloaded. And it goes through all the commissions. And then it's a little more detailed in showing out. It talks about affiliate commission, talks about your PIBs, but it also talks about how you go 2 by 2 and what would I say? The big overview. Taylor's got my clicks wrong in here, but I got to get her to fix those. And so it talks about how you help the team and the team commissions, and then it brings the commission scale up and shows them how one person's order goes to every single person, and then it totals up the points. And then we talk about the cycles on this and how that flips into $35 per cycle when you have under 10 people, and it maxes out. And then the next page, obviously I talk all through that with them, usually go through this after a person has signed up. Usually, because this is a lot, right? And then this talks about how building 2 by 2. And I do need to go 3 by 3. I was talking with George yesterday, and we'll have to get that figured out. And they can do this. I talk about, we can do this in 10 weeks or we can do this in 10 months, whatever you want to do, because it's the speed of you. So if we get really good and real systemized, then we can get that number of people basically building that 2,046 people going 2 by 2 by 2. And that's 227 cycles at $45, which is a residual income of $10,000. So this kind of just showed and laid that out for them. And I know that's beyond the flip chart, but sometimes people I notice just want to talk about the money. So any questions? It was a lot, I know.
It was great.
Okay. Well, I think it really shows the value of how big it can grow and how quick it can grow. It's really up to you. And it's really like this morning, Christine was sharing a calendar, being focused on your calendar and laying it out. And I noticed like that's a spot I can tell you where I struggle. And so rather than just handling what comes at me, being proactive and laying out my whole month and looking at my people and going, okay, who do I know? Because I really do believe I have a lot of people who have people. I just have to be the one to initiate a time and a day. Like yesterday, we met with Windsor. So we're working, George was so gracious to meet with us. So we're working on getting a date set up for him to invite people to. So you kind of control those days, right? It's kind of up to you to be the lead. And okay, George, we're going to set up, do you want to do it this week or next week, right? We're always giving 2 options. Okay, they're going to say next week because this week's going to feel too much pressure. Okay, next week. Great. Okay. And then the thing is what I
Put your
find is
water there, puppy. Let's go.
if you make sure that you're setting those dates up, eventually that date is going to happen. People will only cancel so many times, right? So I just know like I just need to get it on my books, get it planned, because even if they have to cancel, for instance, I've had a girl cancel 2 times on me already this week, and it was her, she wanted to talk to me. I wasn't even initiating that. She's like, "Oh, can you call me?" Da 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 da. And I'm like, sure. So I'm like, okay, it comes to the day. She's like, I can't do it today. I'm like, okay, when can you do it? This week, or next week? This week, I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. She cancels. Okay. She's the third time she's feeling so guilty on the cancel. She's like, can we do it at 1 o'clock today? I promise I won't cancel on you. Sure enough, this morning, can we do it at 2? So, if you start pinning people down, and I know this moved from flip chart to this, but I really feel like if we start to pin people down on dates and times, it's only going to change so many times and then it'll eventually happen. And that's something I'm learning myself. Like, I have a guy who has numerous people that we need to talk to. We did that event in the summer, and I just haven't pinned him down to a date. And today I'm like, Christine was talking about calendar, and I'm like, I'm doing that. Yeah, Elizabeth, what you got? Oh, you're on mute.
No, I just wanted to say that going back to the presentation, it made a huge difference. Putting that together when we started really, because we had a structure and having certain times that people called, all the new people who came in were bringing more people, and it really multiplied us way faster. And I think that is noteworthy for Astrid, for all your people, all the 3 stars that are here, and my people, it's that there was a structure that was in place because we knew this is what we were expecting. And then we put that down. We had the presentation, so it built people more. And of course, now we're chasing something different, but that structure is what has really helped and created a huge growth. I just wanted to add that. So it was extremely useful, and that it was clear, it was concise. We knew where to go, we knew what to get, and we can enhance it whatever we wanted, but that really helped out.
Yeah, totally. And at that, when we were growing so quickly there, it was 3 times a day. We were doing invites. It was happening like really, I mean, to go back and talk about
Because
that.
it allowed us to do the marathon, and the marathon gave us like 46 people in 3 days. And so then that created a boost. So it's worth it. And still now, because there's a structure. So I just wanted to add that and said, yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even and you can see that presentation if it's anything you want to see. I have it recorded for mine the way I'm using it. I don't know if yours is recorded, Elizabeth, but it's my website to see the recording is 3THREEOPP.com. I mean, if you just want to see a presentation of what, and it's really nothing special, but that's just, I do have it recorded, and I have it as a webinar where people can log in and see it. I'll tell you though, it's not as powerful. It's not as powerful as you meeting them on Zoom. I thought it would be, and it's not as moving as I thought it was gonna be. But we still have it. And for people that can't meet with me, I mean, I probably have maybe 15, 20 people that go in and use that link a week, maybe. So, and then it just takes a little more work because Taylor's got to tell me who went. I got to go back and follow up, but not a big deal, right? So, so I think like the power really is I'm going to meet you at 7 o'clock on a Zoom with my upline. That's the power, right? That's really powerful. But if your upline isn't doing something at that moment, these are other options that you can go and do a flip chart, and you can get the downloaded version from George or Christine and use that one because that's the one you've probably seen numerous times, or you're welcome to go to the site and flip through that one too. Whatever works for you. It doesn't matter, just action. It doesn't even matter. Just get people to some flip chart that you can go through and show them the benefits of the company, right? So that's really the key. Get them enrolled and then move forward with dates. I think the key is the dates. I know my subject was completely different, but this morning, Christine, I honestly think the date thing is so important. Get your life set up on a calendar so that you know what you're doing when you're doing it. And I agree. She talked this morning about checking it before you go to bed, and it's so great to get up and know what you've got to get done tomorrow. And the older we get, I think a lot of people, I don't think it's just the brain tumor. I do think the older we get, the more we forget. And so I think that having that just laid out in front of you, plus, and Elizabeth talked about that this morning too, you're opening, the energy is opening for you to fill your date book when you have one. If you don't have anything and you don't have a plan, you're just managing the day as it hits you. When there's a plan laid out, then God can fill that book with dates, times, people, your future, right? Versus, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to run over here. I mean, and our kids do run us, right? Like, oh, I need you here, mom. You need to go there. Husbands run us too. I mean, Eric this morning, he's like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing, because he took the day off. I'm like, I'm doing what I do every day. I'm on the phone all day today. But he goes to work, so he doesn't realize that. So he ended up going into town and going to work. But like when people just don't know what you're doing, and just get your date book out. And yesterday or the day before, and I really don't know how to get this out to everybody. Is there a link, Elizabeth? Because that Brian Tracy thing that you sent was life changing. It was so good. So I don't know. I mean, I can send it to maybe George and Adrian, and somehow they can get it out through WhatsApp. And if you're not on WhatsApp, figure out how to download it and get on WhatsApp, because so much communication happens there and Facebook. And if you are a person who's like, I don't do Facebook, you need to do it for your business. I'm just going to be very blunt with you. Like,
I have a chance to
you
talk
don't
for 6 minutes this week. I have more flexibility.
you don't have to surf. You don't have to surf Facebook. You don't have to get into the other things, but you really need to be there for the company things. Justin just put out a thing last night. Tagged the people who added three. Like, you have to be in your business, and some of your business is on Facebook. Caroline, do you have a question for me?
Okay, yeah, sorry, I got a lot of dogs in here. Question is, everybody talks about Christine's your time. Can we come on your Zoom also?
Oh, of course. It's just 30 minutes of collecting and quick ideas and sharing. Absolutely, anybody's always welcome.
Okay,
And
so
then
can somebody put that link in the chat?
okay, let me put it in there. Anyone is welcome always. We all work, we're on mine, we're on everybody, we all contribute here. I'll put my link in there in just a second, okay? You're welcome.
Yeah, great information shared this morning. And so I just challenge you, we have the September to Remember who's got their flyer, right? You should have this printed out and in front of you and focus, because, a couple people maybe mentioned me, $25 Amazon card. Yeah. You know why? Because at least there's a reward at the end, but the reward is really your action for your business. And nowhere, I don't think people really realize, like, when you own a brick and mortar, if you do on here, you know what that's all about. There is no help. There is nobody who helps me make decisions in my brick and mortar. I make those decisions. I make the mistakes. I'm the one who screws it up. I'm the one who loses money. Here, I can call Christine and be like, what should I do? Or George, yesterday, he was so gracious with his time, like helping me help somebody else. You do not get that in a brick and mortar. I make every decision and every mistake in that business. And sometimes it costs me thousands, thousands of dollars. I made a $30,000 mistake last year. It was huge, but I learned. So, but here you don't have to lose. You can go with groups and you can build with groups. Like Elizabeth's exactly right. Astrid and her whole little team there, and Elizabeth and her little team, and we all got together. Mike and Astrid, Elizabeth and I, Kathy, can't remember who was in that little group, and we just moved as one little human being. It was just a movement. So, like you can do that with a few of your friends here. Hey, let's plan this thing out and we're going to do presentations on Tuesday all day long. We're just going to be on. Do something to do a marathon. That marathon really paid off when we did that. It was a huge movement. So who can you team up with and get going like that? It really worked out great. Okay. I'm done unless anybody has questions.
Yeah, very good. And also about the resources that you post there is amazing. Talking about marathon, that's what we did with you when you went to Elite. I mean, there were calls every 30 minutes, etc. And the same happened with other people that are here on the call when they go to the next level, like Nicole also, when she went Elite, we did a marathon until midnight. We were doing calls, etc., because we set up the whole team, and it was the whole team, not only one person. I say Shannon and I say Nicole, but they were their team was involved too. Those are amazing, and you can set up a marathon. Could be a whole week marathon, or you can decide, okay, in the next 4 weeks, I am going to be a 3-star elite or 3-star pro or whatever your goal is. And prepare today to start, and today would be the first preparation for starting next week would be your first, second, third, and fourth week, and that way you don't have to do as a stress out like we did, because we did in 2 days. Say, okay, 2 days, let's go, and for 2 or 3 days, I don't know how many presentations, 30, 40, 50 presentations, I don't even remember. But it was that's what a marathon is. But you can do it also in a softer way when you spread it out for 4 weeks. By the way, of course, Shannon was talking about the form. Also, make sure you are in the Facebook group here. I put the link on the right side, and the form. There's the form that you can print out for the challenge all the way to the event in Las Vegas. Actually, 2 days before event. By the way, but that's something that you can use all the time. Yesterday, when we were talking about I was doing the training with Shannon. We were talking about important to have action. It depends consistent action. That's what is going to take you to the next level. Consistent action, not once in a while action. And consistent action, even if it's not as big, 10 people a day, but if you are consistently, eventually it's going to start paying off. When you go into a challenge, the ideal is to multiply that, and that's why the 10. When you are 10 a day, wow. And I know that Antoniette talked a lot about 10 a day. But anyway, anybody has a comment or question? Okay.
Hey, George, I just wanted to say, y'all, I still have jet lag, so I'm not dressed, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Shannon, of course, amazing presentation. And, it really does take that consistency that Shannon talked about. Just looking at your calendar, plugging it in, and then you end up with the results that you have. And that's what Shannon did. She plugged it in. I mean, we were doing different things with Christine in the beginning. It was just Christine. Then what happened? Shannon gets her own group, and then she spreads out with her girls. And then what happens? Her girls spread out with girls and guys. her girls and guys spread out with their girls and guys. So it's just like the chart that Shannon showed you. You know, you start in the beginning, maybe with one. So in the beginning, it was Shannon, myself, and Christine. And then it just kept growing, 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 and growing. And George and Adrian and Spanish call. And I really think if you look at it between, George and Adrian's calls, between the company's calls, between everyone that's out there that can help you with a presentation, there's always something and somebody. The part that you have to do are the 10 new people a day. I'll be training on that next week. But you have to get the people. You got to get the people there. And then you just plug them into the system that's already set up with you through George and Adrian, and Shannon, has some systems, but you just plug it into a system. So I just have to tell you guys, I'm so proud of you, Shannon, and so proud of everything going on. And I just know we need the marathon again. Let's go.
Yeah, in fact, I just sent that. I was sending some. We've got these regional meetings all set up, so we all want to be planning for that now. And I was just sending that out right now. But for example, in Los Angeles, it's going to be September 20th, and then Des Moines is October 1, and Chicago's October 2nd. So you should be planning doing little events, getting people all to those big regionals. New York, New Jersey is October 4th. Dallas is 18th. That will be all day. Some of those events, like in, I think Holly told me, I think she's doing on Des Moines, they're doing like 4 in the afternoon to 9 or something like that. But the Chicago one is like from 7 to 9. Just they'll do a little training, but they'll do have a guest event. I'm not too sure about New York, New Jersey, what they're doing. That's on a Saturday. But Dallas, the 18th, we will be doing all day guest event, and we will be doing training. So your job is to really get all your people there. You need to show up, and you just don't come up by yourself, but you need to be there, get them there as guests, and also think of the surrounding areas, wherever they are. Also, Jacksonville, Florida will be November 8th on a Saturday. So they have the regionals. Kim Wee will not be there at any of those events because she'll be going to Asia for the month of October. So it's up to us to build the United States. It's up to us. That's why George has everybody on here. Adrian, we're all going to create this. Holly DeMoss team, we are going to build this huge company. And it's up for us as leaders to show up. Everybody get that? Who's in? Everybody all in? We're all in to build America, because this is where the millionaires are made. We got Frida and Gary up there in northern part of Florida, and we've got, people in Miami. We've got them, and we've got, Shannon and I even talked about Michigan, that she might have 25, 30 people. I said, okay, I'll fly there. We just want to get things going, and we got to create the movement right now, because we got 4 months before Christmas. Hello. So get your calendars out, figure out how many new people you're going to enroll this month, and then get them into motion, into activity, into those presentations that Shannon talked about, and show up and put it on your calendar. And please don't tell us, oh, I have something else planned, I can't show up, and you're around the corner. That means you're not committed. You see, you go and you write it in your book, like right now, that is a priority for September, October. You go and you plan ahead, and then you put other activities around. This is your job. If your boss said you need to go to this seminar, you need to go to this meeting, you say, no, I have a family retreat, or I can't do that. No, you'd be fired. Well, we don't fire you, but you are an entrepreneur, and you have to learn to become disciplined.
That's right.
And so this is important.
Thank you. Frida, do you have a question?
Yeah, no, I have a comment actually, George. Thank you. I just want to piggyback off of what Christine and Antoinette and Shannon said this morning. It's all about consistency because we have just broke another new 2-star, and she did it from consistency. She did it from her 10 people a day. She did it from showing up. I can tell you that since she enrolled in this business, I don't believe she's ever missed a mastermind or our meeting at 11:15. So kudos to Marcella.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
consistency.
Congratulations.
Yeah, consistency is
Congratulations,
the key to
myself.
success, period.
Thank you,
That's
George.
And something else, many people say, well, but there are too many calls, there are too many meetings. Guys and gals, this is $1 million a year business. Now, not everybody wants to go there or not everybody's going to get there, but this is a huge business. And that doesn't mean that if you cannot go all of them, that's of course we understand that. But what I mean, we have a lot of information out there. We have over 100 videos and legacy makers. We have so many tools everywhere. You don't have to learn all that because if you look at the videos, many times we are repeating the same thing. But repetition is the mother of all the
Did everybody
skills.
lose George or just me?
Oh no, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is the thing, is why consistency and persistency, and we had the information out there. Like I said, when I started network marketing, they have the information. My upline that didn't speak Spanish or English very well, he was from China. Myself, we're scratching our brain together to how do we start a business? Why? His upline went to jail. We didn't have anybody to help us. And we would say, what the heck we do? And we got a book. What can you, how to be the best that you can be an MLM? It's a book that's not in print anymore because it's very outdated. That was the book that we took as a manual. But here we had the videos, we had the trainings, we had the leadership, and we have so many. Look what we have around here, and every morning different leaders talking. I mean, it's amazing. I wish I have had a 1/10 of this when I started, or even 1%, because I didn't have anything. We didn't have anything, and we have amazing people here. Caroline, yeah, I think you have your hand raised.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know. Maybe I can talk for other people, but sometimes now I feel anxious now. I feel like overwhelmed. And where do we find all this information? That's why you're getting it here, but I don't know where to find everything. I feel like we have to go in all different directions.
Well, yes and no, because we have the Facebook group. That's why we have the Facebook group. Every time we have something new, it gets there. And then we have our legacy maker site. And by the way, there is a way not to feel overwhelmed. Start with one thing and do that. Start with the basics, and the basics take you there. Everything that we have, many times the information extra that you have, you already know it. It's just that presented in a different way. Because network marketing is not complex. There are 4 activities. It's making the list, it's connecting, presenting, and follow up. Those are the 4 activities. And the information, we have presentations that are recorded. Shannon talked about other presentations recorded. There are hundreds of business presentations recorded all over the internet. Just in our site, we have probably like 12. You don't have to use all of them, just one. That's it. Focus on only one thing. And only one thing, and that's the way not to be overwhelmed. Of course, imagine a medicine student, they go to school, and then they have all this information of everything in medicine. There's millions and millions and millions and millions of publications, etc., in medicine. They are focusing on what they have at front in order to become a medical doctor. And even when they're a medical doctor, when a health professional, they are not focusing on all the information that is there. They are all, because they manage, master the basics. The rest is add-on. And then that's the way that we don't get overwhelmed. The rest is just add-on. We master the basic, we apply it, and then we add on. And we don't have to even do all of that. We just focus in our special niche, in our group, on our team, and where we feel comfortable. That's the best way not to feel overwhelmed, because feel overwhelmed is easy. with information today, yeah, you can get informed. And with AI, gosh, you can go to AI and ask more questions, and then more questions and more information. We live in information. We're bombarded with information today. By the way, good information and bad information. That's why it's good to focus on the basics and focus on what we are working every morning here, because this is amazing. I mean, I love it. I love it. But yeah, go
Thank
ahead.
you. No, thank you. That helps me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I was a little bit overwhelmed.
I know.
And
Yeah,
and
because you don't have to know
Caroline,
that everything,
yeah.
because I know you saw what Shannon is doing, but you don't have to see what Shannon is doing, because the same that we're doing is just that's presented in a different way. Just focusing on again on the basics, because every team has a style. However, the basics are the same. The basics always are the same. That doesn't
And
change.
I wanted to say, Caroline, I think that was so brave for you to say what you said, because I know there's a lot of people who feel the same way. And the beauty of Shannon and I is that she likes to have a lot of systems and things. And I am the opposite of her. That's why I love it so much. But what I think is the best thing to do is for you to sit down one on one with a leader and just walk through it for 30 minutes. I always recommend when I get overwhelmed or something happens, I sit down with Christine and she brings it back together for me. And I do this often, guys. I may call Christine and then she just puts me back on track. So don't feel like, oh, you're a pro and you have to figure this out yourself. No, just talk to someone else. And, there's time that Christine says to me, don't worry about that, Antoinette. I need you to worry about this. I need you to do this or go here. And so I do know, just as you heard Shannon say, that George and Adrian, they do have a calendar that you can actually request time with them. And you know what? Put your own business plan together. Everyone has their own business plan. And so put your business plan together and see how it works for you. On this call, we have to cater to everyone. There's so many different personalities. There's so many different type of people. Elizabeth and Shannon, I would drive them crazy because they have their own systems. Christine and I, we're a little different when it comes to things like that. But on the other hand, I am probably the one that uses more systems. I just do it in my way. So just know that the best thing to do is when you guys are on this call, take this call and get with someone, your upline, or you may even have a buddy. We get to, believe it or not, we started getting together during the week. You can get together for coffee because we started getting together during the week. Like, what the heck just happened last week? How are we going to work through everything that we learned during the week? So I do think for some of you, it can't just be these morning calls. You have to take action beyond these calls. If you had a real job, you have a meeting with your company maybe once a day for an hour, but you don't stop working after that. You have to then implement and figure out the rest of your week. So these calls are just to get you started. And then you have to then work your schedule from there. So we're lucky that George and Adrian have a system that's put together for us. He's showing you that really, really can help you. But also you may need to with someone beyond these calls to figure out your numbers, your T chart, and all of that.
Yes. And thank you for saying that. Now, the basics are always the same. If you go here and you follow this, these are make your list, connecting, presenting, and follow up. And of course, you onboard your people. It's making your list, connecting, inviting. And the cool thing that here it has the links. I mean, how to make your name list. Ta-da! You have here everything here. Even if you just stick with just this chart, there is a business. Sharing your story, how to connect with people, tracker forms, how to step 3, how to present people, follow up, and then on board. Even if you are orphan, nobody is in your upline, a person can follow that. Because if we did it from a book, when I started, Steve Lee and we did, I had to have Steve Lee in one of these calls because he's an amazing story. Like I said, he didn't speak English or Spanish. His English was terrible, my English was terrible. And he had made millions of dollars doing this business. And the reason is because we stuck to the basics in that book that were basically the same here. But here you see, we have links. If you say, I am overwhelmed, just come back to this page. And that's it. Now, when you see the presentation that Christine does, that Shannon does, that Antoinette does, all of them are basically the same in different style, but the system is the same. This doesn't change. If you look at the training that Kim Wee does, she talks about these steps in a different ways. The training that Corbin and Holly does is very similar. They talk about making the list, connecting, presenting, and follow-up. They talk this is basically the same thing. And I didn't learn it from them. I didn't learn it from me. It's just network marketing. It's the basics of business of network marketing. And that's basically the basics. And we have to remember that. Stick to the basics, and then everything that you learn, everything that using the app and social media is things that we are going to use to communicate. There are a lot of people that don't use the app or social media as much. They are more face-to-face presentations. We saw Jasmine yesterday. She sponsored over 90 people, and she basically is mostly face-to-face presentation. She said, I have to learn social media. And you can have a hybrid business. My case, personally, I like a hybrid. I like face-to-face, but I like to use apps and social media too, because I like it. I love it. And plus, I can reach more people outside my local area. But anyway, and all of you can do it, but start with the basics. And remember, you have the support here. And what Antonia was saying, and Shannon, you can do a one-on-one with us or with Christine or etc., where we can center you back because we have to be centered back. But the basics are the same. It's just that you look at the basics are exactly the same, different styles, but the basics never change. It's like an airplane. Most of the planes are built the same way. They look similar, different styles, but they look similar. It's just because they use the basic laws, the basic and to fly, they have wings, etc. But anyway, imagine a plane without wings that would not have very good control. A rocket is different because it goes to space. It's why different style, but the laws to fly are the same. Anybody wants to say something else before we go?